For this exercise, I'm going to make use of a window, but later on I'm going to show you that's also applicable to your walls, your doors, as well as your stairs. Now, as you can see at the moment, I've got only a standard window style. So I'm going to say OK, and I'm going to place 3 windows, 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to press escape, change my view, and as you can see, those are exactly the same style. So if I'm going to select those 3, in my object properties it says style standard. So what we're going to do is now we're going to select the last one. I'm going to right click, I'm going to go to my window, I'm going to ask Caddie copy and apply window style. Now, new to Caddie 26 is when it comes to your materials, you can ask Caddie use the source style material or clone and apply material. So the first exercise is going to be use source. So I'm just going to add source here in the front. I'm going to say OK. It looks exactly the same because they're sharing the same materials. If I even go and edit my window style, I'm going to change my design rule to, let's say, half round, apply, we close it. As you can see, it will only update that one window because my first 2 windows, those are using the standard style, and my last window is my source window style. So what we're going to do is now, if I'm going to bring in that source window style, it will have the shape of the new modification I did, because those 2 are the same style. That's why they look exactly the same. You see 4 windows, but all 4 of them sharing the same material. So if I'm going to go to my left hand side, I go to my view and I go to my materials. As you can see, I've got the standard frame, standard glass. So if I'm going to go to my standard frame, now the one way to check what materials your 3D components or your AEC components is using, once you select the object, in my object properties, you will see that you've got your style materials, and as you can see here, it gives you the definition of your materials that you're using. So I'm going to make a change to my window frame material. So all I have to do is, on my right hand side, my standard frame is selected. I'm going to go to the option where you can modify your material, and I'm going to change it to aluminium texture. So I'm just going to select the image that looks like aluminium. I'm going to say open, and I'm going to say modify. So as soon as I say close, you'll notice that all 4 of them, the frame did change because they're sharing the same materials. When it comes to your option, use source style, then it means if you make a change to the one, it will update in this new style that you've created. Now let's have a look at the clone option. So I'm going to go to my top view. I'm still going to make use or start with the standard style. As you can see, that's the standard style. I'm going to say OK, and I'm going to place my 3 windows. So I'm going to press escape, change my angle. As you can see, they all look the same, or the materials look the same because they're all sharing the same materials. So now we're going to make a change to it. So I'm going to select the last one, right click, go down to my window, copy and apply window style, but this time we're going to make use of clone and apply material style. So I'm just going to clone you in the front. I'm going to say OK, R for regen, press escape. They look the same because I haven't made a change yet. So if I'm going to bring in that last style I've created, have a look and see what's going to happen with my materials. So if I'm bringing that window, I'm going to press escape, R for regen, have a look and see. On the right hand side, you'll see that there's some new materials added to my list, for the simple reason that we made use of the clone option. So if we're going to select that last one, and we go down to bottom right hand side, we go to materials, Caddie will confirm and tell you, okay, this is your style you're using, those are the materials that's been used for your style. So any changes that you want to make, those are the materials that you have to update. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to say close. I'm going to make a change to that frame 1. At the bottom we go to the modify option, and I'm going to change it back to a wood finish. So I'm just going to make use of a JPEG for a wood finish. I'm going to say open. I'm just going to confirm with my texture preview. That's what I want. I'm going to say modify, and I'm going to say close. R for regen. As you can see, the last 2, the frame did change, the materials, because it's got its own set of materials. Where if I zoom out again, there's no link between the previous styles that we've created. So even now, if I'm going to copy this style, have a look and see, then it will remain only on one set of materials for a simple reason, because now we're going to ask Caddie again, make use of the source file. So I'm going to go to my window, copy and apply window style. I'm going to say use source style. So I'm going to set it back to source. So if I'm going to say OK, default top view, let's go to my window. I'm going to select the last one we've just created. I'm going to say OK, and I'm going to place the another two windows. So if I go back to an angle, those four will share the same material, because when I've created the first one, I've set a material to it, that's standard frame 1, and then the new style sharing that same material. So that's the advantage in Caddie 26. Previously, then you just build up a material list of 2, 3, 4, and 5 every time you copy or clone an object. Now, as I mentioned, it's also applicable to your walls. If I go to my wall, you will see, and you're going to ask Caddie for copy and apply wall style. You will have the option that says use source style materials or clone and apply. The same as with your doors. If you right click, you go to your door, and we go to copy and apply door style. Also have this use source style or clone and apply materials. So that's the new enhancement also when it comes to your materials with Vue.